Well, today's challenges have been thrilling, to say the least. These situations never fail to amaze me because they gather their own momentum. And I've been in tears again this morning. Talking to the Frog Prince about the Froglet Diaries has created a maelstrom, really. It's gone from one thing to another, but it's amazing how it splits your family and friends and divides them. Why it does that is a mixture of fear and care for you and possibly people believing that they know much better. Sometimes they can't support you and you have to accept that. But when it's closer to home and it's family members that aren't supporting you, just quietly and calmly supporting you through what is your own moment in time, not theirs, your own, that makes it harder, not easier, harder. And this morning I have felt that whatever decision I make, I'm going to be damned if I do or damned if I don't. And I've heard people for and against. But I have to say that I hate injustice. And throughout this, the Frog Prince has held his hand up and said, I'm to blame. And I can respect that. Whether it's right or wrong, whether I'm thinking in abuse mentality or whatever, rose-coloured glasses, I can respect that. From an outside point of view, I can respect that. I'm not sure of his longevity, his standfastness, but I do see a balance. Whether I'm being accused of seeing things through rose-coloured glasses, being desperate for a happy ending, whatever, I do hate injustice. And a situation has risen in my own family which has actually made me jump to the Frog Prince's defence, because one thing he isn't is a bad father, a bad uncle. He's a brilliant uncle. He is a brilliant father in lots of ways, and that's been countered with certain accusations which I have to put right, because that's me. You know, I can't allow an injustice and untruth to gather momentum. And whilst I will admit that the Frog Prince finds sometimes social situations difficult, watching him cope in those situations isn't always easy for him. His whole stance on, for instance, my granddaughter was let her come round in her own time. And frankly, it took her about 5 minutes to come round to him. And to be absolutely 100% honest, she absolutely adored him. When he left to go after dropping her off with me one day, she ran up, kisses, cuddles, arms extended. And, you know, because he's not a performing puppet and he isn't slushy, outwardly slushy in that sense, apparently he didn't react in a way that was appropriate by not being gushing. All I can say is that a young child is not going to go to somebody she's concerned about. She's not going to be relaxed and easy with somebody that she feels uncomfortable with. I'm not going to allow my granddaughter to be with anybody that I would think she would be at risk with. And I think that's an intrinsic thought that you want your own family to realise, is that you are trustworthy at 53 and you are capable of making safe decisions. And I'm really disturbed by the fact that this is being twisted into something else. This issue, the Froglet Diaries, the problems between myself and the Frog Prince are an adult relationship that's gone wrong, and there are issues in it that I'm not sure that I can sort. He has issues. his partner issues. But when you're trashed and you're dragged through the mud by people, you can either go under or you can stand up for what you think's right. And in actual fact, you're in a danger then of defending the person so much that you're actually pushed into making a decision perhaps that you might not make, or a defence position that you might not want to be in. But, I mean, I have to say that, like I've said on several of these diaries, there were some very loving moments, some very lovely moments with the Frog Prince, and it wasn't all dreadful. He is not a bad man because he's done bad things. And I can't go along with that being perpetuated. Whether I and the Frog Prince ever end up together or don't end up together is a totally separate issue from the one that's going on at the moment. That is, whether I'm trustworthy enough to be responsible to be with somebody and a little child in my care is being protected in a calm environment, which is certainly the case to my recollection, or whether I've chosen this person above my grandchild. No, I haven't. I don't want to make a choice. But at the same time, injustice is injustice, and it's as simple as that. And there have been some lovely times, and I'm sorry, but I have to stand up for what I believe is right in the end result. You know, I've always put my family first, and this time it's my decision that's put first, and my trust that's on the line, as well as the Frog Prince's trust with small children. That can't go on. That can't go on. It's not right. It's not fair. And it's put me through incredible stress today. It's upset other people, I know. But what I don't want it to descend into is another pack fight. You know, a relationship between two people is not the same as putting a young child, her welfare at risk, and I'm not having that. It's wrong.